I'm Mike Sadowski from Chet's Cleaning. Wanted to go over a spotting demo with you today. First and foremost, before you ever proceed on any upholstery, make sure you pre-test. You want to find the side of a cushion, back of a cushion. If you have furniture up against a wall that's never going to move, just test somewhere that nobody can ever possibly see. What I wanted to show you here today is on the left side, we have Fiber Protector America Protection on here. Over on the other side, it's all natural, how you would buy it from the store. First two things that you'll need when proceeding with a spotting demo is a spoon and a towel. When you have bulk contamination, you don't want to push that right in. So you're going to take your spoon and gently scoop it off and into the rag. Now, as you see there, the ketchup wants to move to the one side where we don't have a stain yet. So you want to work that back to the middle. Biggest thing when it comes to this is making sure you're not creating a larger spot than when you started. And at about this point, we have as much off as we're going to get with the spoon and the rag. All right, so I will tell you, if you don't have a shop vac, if you don't have a spotting machine, you will have to blot with a towel at this point. But the one thing I want to show you is when you're blotting with a towel as opposed to a machine, you're having to push a spot in. Whereas if you have a vacuum, I'm able to suck and pull it out. It's just natural that you want to relieve it rather than shove it deeper in. All right, so before you go crazy, grab any spotting machine, spotting tools. You just want to dry extract these pieces. Some of these machines will have little rubber agitating brushes, things like that. You'll notice it's kind of hard on the material, so you want to go ahead and just pop that off. You've no need for that. So if you have one, get rid of it. Gently extract on that spot. You want to see if you have ketchup coming up, but even if not, it's not a big deal. You're just wanting to get the rest of that off of there. Once you're done gently extracting, you're going to proceed to just plain water. Sometimes you'll get lucky enough, water will resolve a spot without you ever having to get into the chemistry of things and worry about ruining the item. Okay? This spot here on the right side, I'm not having much luck with. I don't see any more ketchup coming through my clear sight tube, and I still have a very obvious stain on the cushion. I'm going to start proceeding with water over on the fiber protected side. All right, and again, I don't have a ton of color coming up, but the spot is looking better. At this point, there is already a huge difference between the protected fabric and the unprotected fabric. Okay. With these spots now being totally relieved from just plain water, you're going to refer to the Chet's Cleaning Spotting Guide. It's in the middle of our brochure, or it's online. Whichever you have available is fine, but you do want to get it handy. Whichever product it tells you to use first on this type of spot, you're going to apply gently to a towel and just check for color transfer. You want to make sure you're on the right track and that stain is going to release. Typically on here, you're going to do it for 30 seconds to a minute. I'm going to speed it up and only do it for a few seconds each. Once you see that you have color, go ahead and repeat that step a couple of times. You just want to keep working it until you're not getting any transfer. Once you're not getting transfer, you know that product did all it could and it's not worth going any further. Okay? So now that that step's done, we're going to proceed on to using another product. We can't stop yet, especially over here because it looks terrible. I'm almost at the point where I can stop and not get too aggressive on the fiber protected side. But again, we're just going to gently extract and then we're going to flush with water. Every time you go to switch products, you want to flush with water so you're not creating a chemical cocktail. If you don't flush, you don't know what any of these products are going to do once you combine them all together. And you will notice I'm almost moving agonizingly slow with this tool, and I'm actually going faster for camera than I would be if I wasn't on camera. You don't want, it's not doing any extra work, and I can actually leave it just like that to extract my spot without touching it, and I'm not causing any damage. Every time you move and do this, you're stressing the fabric and causing more of a problem. So you just want to be gentle, okay? Now that we're done with general spotter, you can see that I would have already stopped over here. I wouldn't normally proceed to the next step. Over here, I have to keep going. Nobody can live with that. So that's where you'd refer back to the spotting guide. It's going to lead you to the next product. In this case, it's a coffee and tea remover. It's an organic stain remover. When you talk about tomatoes, berries, everything like that, peroxides will work wonders on those. The only reason I can safely do it on this piece though is because we already pre-tested. If you didn't pre-test, there is nothing safe, okay? So again, 30 seconds to a minute. I'm speeding it up for the video's sake. We're going to go back and dry extract. Before I show you how to finish up these spots today, I want to show you a very important fact of the protection, fiber protector in this case, is if you look at the unprotected side over here, I have a very large water ring, and even though I use the same moisture in the same process, I don't have that over here. So this fabric has become much more practical than this side. All right? Now that that's done, I have a couple of things that I can do to finish this off. I will tell you where the spot's gone over here, I'm going to dry with the hair dryer and be done. If I have a spot remaining, I do not want to hit it with the hair dryer because I could set the stain with the heat, so I'm going to skip that step. What you are going to do, if you don't have our stain blotter powder, you're going to take another clean towel, totally dry, 4 folds, put it on the spot, set a couple of books, set something pretty heavy on there. Just want to make sure it's got some pressure. You do not want a lot of pressure because you will start to spread and stretch the material and you're going to get a bunch of wrinkles, so don't do that. But just apply gentle, even pressure to it with the books, anything else. Leave it there for a few hours, come back to it, check on it later. If the spot's gone, finish drying. If you do have our stain blotter powder, you're going to go ahead and apply this to the spot, which I'll show you at the end. Some people get very unlucky and somebody spills something down the arm of your couch and you're working on the inside. When that happens, the unfortunate part is you're going to get to where we are. You have to find a way to get pressure on here. Prop something up against it, lean something on it. Whatever you have to do, you need constant, even pressure. It's a lot harder to accomplish here, but it is possible. If you can lay your chair on its side, do it that way, try that, okay? But once you're all done, this side especially, I would just dry and be done with. Over here, I still have a stain. So instead of drying this up completely, being on a seat, I'm going to apply our stain blotter powder. You just want a nice even coat. You're not looking to go crazy with it, but you also don't want it too thin to where it can't absorb. So what this is going to do, it's a bunch of sponges that are more absorbent than the fiber. It's going to take that stain and wick those into the sponges and hopefully relieve a little bit more of that for us. If that doesn't work, the next step we go to the next day might not be as safe or as friendly, but today we'd be done and call it as safe as we can